In the previous lectures, we have studied the numericals based on intersection of cylinder with a cylinder and intersection of a cylinder and a prism. In today's lecture, we will be solving problem based on intersection of prism with a prism. So the question is that we have here a vertical horizontal square prism and a horizontal square prism. So the two objects are basically a vertical square prism and a horizontal square prism. Both are intersecting each other. That is, the horizontal square prism is passing through the vertical square prism. Now it is clear from the figure of the vertical square prism that the top view of the square prism will be a square of some given side. This will be the top view, that is the square of some given side length. The front view of the square prism, that is a vertical square prism, will be rectangles. You can see that in the front view, or when we observe the square prism from this direction, in the front view direction, two rectangles are visible. First rectangle is this, whereas the second rectangle is this. Similarly, when we observe this square prism from the side view, either left hand side view or from right hand side view, we can again see two rectangular faces. First rectangular face visible will be this, and second will be lying on backwards, that is rectangular face represented by this side. So the top view of this vertical square prism will be a square, whereas the front view and the side view will be rectangles of some given height. Similarly, the front view of this horizontal square prism will be rectangles. As you can see, if we observe this horizontal square prism from the front, you can see two rectangular faces. First face is this and second face is this. So first rectangular face is this and second is on the bottom side. So the front view of this horizontal square prism will be rectangle, whereas the side view of this horizontal square prism will consist of a square of some given side. Also, when we observe this prism, that is the horizontal prism, from the top, you can see again two rectangular faces. First rectangular face is this, whereas the second rectangular face will be lying on backward side, which is represented by this side. So the side view of the horizontal square prism will be a square, whereas the top view and the front view will be rectangle of some given length. So in the figure you can see the yellow color prism is a horizontal square prism, whereas the red color prism is a vertical square prism. Now the vertical square prism and the horizontal square prism are intersecting each other at this line. So this line, that is P1 to P2 and P2 to P3, are called as lines of intersection. Since both the solids are having their lateral surfaces as plane surfaces, so when this horizontal square prism intersects with this vertical square prism, the common region of intersection will consist of a line and not a curve. So P1 to P2 will be called as line of intersection. Similarly, on the right side, Q1 to Q2 is nothing but the line of intersection of the vertical prism with the horizontal square prism. So when we will draw the solution for this figure, we have to draw the projections, that is the front view, top view and side view of both vertical and horizontal square prisms, as well as in the final step you have to draw the lines of intersection common to both the solids. Now let's begin with the problem. Problem number 3. A square prism of side base 40 mm and height 75 mm is kept on its base on HP. Since the prism is kept on its base on HP, it is a vertical square prism with side 40 mm and height 75 mm. Also, it is given that the rectangular faces are equally inclined to VP. Since the condition is that the faces are equally inclined to VP, so when we will draw the top view of the vertical square prism, the square has to be drawn in the form of a kite. It is penetrated by a horizontal square prism of side 30 mm and axis length 75 mm, such that its axis bisects the axis of the vertical prism. So here the dimensions of the horizontal square prism are 30 mm side of the square, and the length of this horizontal square prism is 75 mm, and the axis of both the prisms are bisecting each other. The faces of the horizontal square prism are equally inclined to HP, and its axis is parallel to both HP and VP. Now in the question it is clearly given that the faces of the horizontal square prism are equally inclined to HP, and since the faces are equally inclined to HP, when we will draw the side view of the horizontal square prism, which will be a square of side 30 mm, it will be drawn in the form of a kite. So let's begin with the solution. Before that, we will note down the dimensions of the vertical object or vertical solid, then horizontal solid, and then the location of the axis or the position of axis of both the solids with respect to each other. So dimension of the vertical square prism, side length 40 mm, axis height 75 mm. Dimension of the horizontal square prism, side length 30 mm, axis height 75 mm. Axes of both the prisms bisect each other at right angles. So the axis will be perpendicular to each other. Now let's begin with the solution. In the first step, we will draw the top view of the vertical square prism, which will be a square, and since the faces are equally inclined to the VP, the square will be in the form of a kite. So let's begin. So this is a top view of the vertical square prism in the form of a kite, since all the faces are equally inclined to VP. Now we will mark the corner points. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. After drawing the top view, now we will project the front view of this vertical square prism. Before that, we will draw the XY line. So this is the XY line. Now we will project the front view from the given top view. So we are projecting all the points one by one. I have projected point number 1, point number 4 and point number 3. Point number 2 and point number 4 are collinear. So these 2 points will lie on a single line. Now we will project the height of the vertical square prism in the front view. So this is the front view of the vertical square prism with height of 75 mm. So you can see here that in the front view we have drawn two rectangles. First this rectangle and the second one is this. It is clearly visible from this figure that front view will consist of two rectangles. First rectangle will be this and second rectangular face will be this. So this is the front view of the vertical square prism. You can see here students that the some portion of this edge, that is this vertical edge as well as this vertical edge, is kept as light, whereas remaining part is dark. Similarly here also some part is kept as dark and some part is kept as light. The reason for this is because that when this horizontal square prism, that is this prism, will be inserted inside the vertical square prism, some portion of this vertical edge, that is this vertical edge, will be removed. That is the portion from P1 to P3 will be removed due to drilling of the hole inside the vertical prism. Similarly, portion of the vertical edge from Q1 to Q3 will be removed due to drilling of the hole. So this part from P1 to P3 as shown in this figure will be kept as light. Similarly, this part will be kept as light because these parts do not, or these edges do not exist, whereas this edge, that is the edge lying in the center, is completely visible or it exists, hence it is kept as dark. You can see here that this edge, that is F to B in this figure, is not cut by the horizontal square prism, it is existing actually. So we have shown this vertical edge in this figure. Now we will draw the side view of the vertical square prism. So first we have named all the vertical edges. Since it is a square prism, it will have four vertical edges: vertical edge 1 1, vertical edge 2 2, vertical edge 4 4 and vertical edge 3 3. Since 2 and 4 are overlapping with each other, so both these vertical edges will overlap in the front view and the height will be 75 mm. Now we will draw the side view of the vertical square prism. So we have drawn a line inclined at 45 degree. Now we will project all the points in the side view one by one. So we have projected point 4 on the 45-degree line, then point 1 and point 3 are collinear. That is when we will project point 1 and point 3, they will lie on a single line. So they are projected on 45-degree line. Now we will project point number 2 on 45-degree line. So we have projected point number 2 also on 45-degree line. Now we will draw the projection lines, that is the vertical projection lines in the side view. After drawing the vertical projection lines till XY line, now we will finally complete the side view of the vertical square prism. For that we have to project the height 75 mm from the front view. So the height, that is 75 mm, is directly projected from the front view, and finally we have drawn the side view of the vertical square prism. Now you can see that in the side view this portion of the vertical square prism is kept as light, whereas remaining all parts are kept as dark. That is, all the edges are dark except this part. The reason is that if you observe this vertical square prism from the side view, that is from here, when this prism is inserted inside the vertical square prism, again this portion, that is from P1 to P3, is removed. So this portion, that is P1 to P3, does not exist, and this part from here to here is nothing but the portion from P1 to P3. So this part does not exist actually. So we have completed the top view, front view and side view of the vertical square prism with the given dimensions. Now we will mark the edges in the side view. So we have marked the edges. First is edge number 2. So this is the vertical edge 2 2. Second will be 1 and 3, vertical edge 1 1, vertical edge 3 3, and the last is edge number 4, vertical edge 4 and 4. Now we will proceed towards the drawing of horizontal square prism. Now in the previous terms I have already told you that for drawing the front view, top view or side view of the horizontal object, first you have to draw, or the first step is to draw the side view of the horizontal object. So the side view of this horizontal square prism will be nothing but a square in the form of a kite, since all the faces are equally inclined to HP. So we will draw a square. So we have drawn a square in the form of a kite. So this condition is nothing but a condition in which all the faces of this square prism will be equally inclined to HP. Now we will mark the corners one by one. So the side is 30 mm. Corners are marked as A, first point A, second point is B, third point is C, and fourth point is D. Now we will draw the top view and front view of this horizontal square prism. That is, we have to project now the top view. For projecting the top view, we have to draw vertical projection lines from all these corners. That is from corner A, corner D and B, and corner C. Now we will project the top view from the side view. Also in the question it was given that the axes of both the prisms are bisecting each other at right angles. So you can see here that the center of this square will be lying at a distance of 37.5 mm from this base. The total height is what? 75 mm. Since they are bisecting, so the half of 75 distance will be equal to 37.5. So in order to draw this square, you have to mark the distance of 37.5 mm from this base. You will get this point, and from keeping this as a center you have to draw a square of side 30 mm. So now we will project the top view from the side view. So we have projected the edges A and edges C of the horizontal square prism. Now we will draw the top view. So finally we have drawn the top view of the horizontal square prism. As you can see from the top view, two rectangular faces will be visible of this horizontal square prism. Rectangular face 1, this, that is from here to here, and the second rectangular face will be lying on back side. So we will get two rectangles in the top view. So this is the first rectangle on the upper side, and this is the second rectangle on the lower side. And the total length of the horizontal square prism is 75 mm. You can see that the total length is 75 mm. So you have to mark from the center, that is, you have to first mark the center of this square, and from the center of this square you have to take a distance of 37.5 mm on the right side and 37.5 mm on the left side. Total distance or total length is 75, and from the center you have to mark 37.5 on the right side and 37.5 on the left side, so that you will get total length of 75 mm. Now in the next step we will draw some hidden edges. Now you can see that some part of this edge, that is this horizontal prism, will have some part of this edge, that is the edge 4 to 8, going inside the vertical square prism, as well as some part of this lower edge from 3 to 3, that is this lower edge will also be going inside the horizontal square prism, vertical square prism. Also this part, some part of this edge, that is this edge from 3 to P2 and Q2 to 3, also will be going inside the vertical prism. So in short we can say the part of the edges of the horizontal square prism which is going inside the vertical square prism will not be visible from the front view and from the top view also. So the part of these edges, first edge, second, third edge and fourth edge, going inside the vertical square prism will be hidden. So we have shown it with the help of dotted lines. So this part represents the hidden edges which will not be visible from the top view, hence they are shown as dotted lines. Now we have marked the edges. So first edge is A. So A to A represents the first edge of the horizontal square prism. Second edge B and D will coincide with each other. So edge B to B and D to D, and the last edge is C to C. Now we will project the front view of the vertical square horizontal square prism. To project the front view, you have to just draw horizontal position lines from the end points, that is point number D and point number B, in this way. This is the horizontal position lines, first line, and this is the second line. So we have drawn two lines, first line passing through point D, horizontal position line, and second horizontal position line passing through point B. Similarly, you have to draw two vertical position lines from the end, that is from point A and from point A again. Now complete the rectangle in the front view by just extending these position lines in the front view. So we have completed the rectangle in the front view. Now, as said earlier, that the front view of this horizontal square prism will consist of two rectangles. First rectangle is this, and the second rectangle is on the lower side. So in the front view we have drawn two rectangles, first rectangle and second rectangle. It is also clearly understandable from the side view that the side view of this square prism will consist of two rectangular face. Rectangular face represented by D to C and rectangular face represented by B to C. So we have drawn two rectangular faces in the front view. Also, this portion of the edges of the horizontal square prism is going inside the vertical square prism. So they are kept as hidden. So this is not visible in the front view. This will also be not visible from the front view. So they are kept as hidden. Also, this portion, that is from here to here, will not be visible in the front view. So it is also kept as hidden. Now I will show in the figure that exactly this edge is where. This portion, that is hidden edge, represents the distance from P2 to Q2, whereas this distance 3 to P2 is nothing but from here. So this distance is 3 to P2, whereas this portion from here to here is going inside, that is from P2 to Q2. The portion is lying inside the vertical square prism, so it is kept as dotted. Also, you can identify how much part has to be kept dotted by observing from the top view. Now this portion from here to here is hidden, so the same portion will be hidden in the front view also. You can see that this is nothing but edge A to A, and the part of edge A to A inside the vertical square prism is from here to here. So edge A to A is represented here. This is nothing but edge A to A and C to C. So this portion of A to A as well as this portion of C to C is lying inside. So this only this much part is kept as dotted, whereas the remaining part, that is from here to here, is nothing but this part from here to here. So it is kept as dark. Now in the next step we will mark the points of intersection, that is the points at which the horizontal square prism and the vertical square prism are intersecting each other. In the figure you can see that P1, P2, P3 and on the back side P4 are nothing but the points of intersection on the left side. Similarly, Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4 will be points of intersection on the right side. Now we have to mark these points of intersection on the left side as well as right side. Now it is very simple. You can see that this edge A to A is cutting the vertical square prism first at this point and second at this point. So this will be marked, this point will be marked as PA and this will be marked as QA. So in short, wherever the two sides, that is the edges of the horizontal square prism and the sides of the vertical square prism cut each other, that will be marked as points of intersection. So we will mark the points of intersection. Before that we have named all the edges in the front view also. So this is nothing but SD to D. Second will be A and C. So here A to A and C to C, and the last is B. So B to B. Now we'll mark the points of intersection. So first point is PA and QA. Since the edge A is cutting the side, so this point will be marked on the left as PA and the second will be marked as QA. Similarly, this side is cutting the horizontal vertical square prism at these 2 points, that is point number 1 and point number 3. So this will be marked as PB and PD, whereas this will be marked as QB and QD. So we will mark the points. So PB and PD on the left side and QB and QD on the right side. The last HC is cutting the vertical square prism at these 2 points, point number 1 and point number 2. So this will be marked as PC, whereas this will be marked as QC. So we will mark the points. So PC and QC. So finally we have marked all the points of intersection in the top view. Now we will project all these points of intersection in the front view also. For projection, you have to just draw vertical projection lines from all these points, that is PA, PB, PD and PC, as well as QA, QB, QD and QC. You have to draw just vertical projection lines from these points. Now PA and PC will be lying on a single line since they are collinear. Similarly, QA and QC will also be lying on a single projection line since they are collinear with each other. So we will project the lines or points. So first we have projected point PA and QA. We have drawn vertical projection line from PA and vertical projection line from QA. Now we will mark the point. On this line we have to mark point number A. This line represents what? Point number A. The naming is given as PA and QA. So on this line we have to mark point number A. That is this corner A. Now the line passing through A from the side view is this. So wherever this line intersects with this vertical projection lines, that will be marked as A point. So this will be point PA and this will be point QA. We will mark the points. Okay, before that we have marked point PD and QD. Now PB and PD had been projected by this vertical projection line. Similarly, QB and QD has also been projected by this vertical line. So on this line we will mark point B and point D, as well as on this line also we have to mark point D and point P. Now point D is lying on this line. So when we will project this line in the front view, wherever this line intersects these vertical lines, that will be marked as point PD on the left and QD on the right. Similarly, the point B is lying on this projection line. So wherever this line intersects the vertical projection lines this and this, that will be marked as point PB and QB. So we will mark the points. Also we have marked PA and QA and we have marked PB and QB. So finally we have marked all the points of intersection. Students, one thing to remember that in order to mark the points of intersection, you have to just project these points in the front view by drawing vertical projection lines, and you can have to project again these points in the front view by drawing horizontal projection lines, and wherever the respective vertical projection lines cut the respective horizontal projection lines, that will be marked as the point of intersection. Now we have to join these points of intersection. For joining the points of intersection, you have to follow a sequence. The sequence will be A to B, B to C, C to D and D to A. Now from the side view, it is understandable that point B, point C and point D are visible. From the side view, you can observe only 3 points, that is point B, point C and point D, whereas point A will not be visible. So from the side view, only 2 faces will be visible, that is B to C and C to D. So these faces or these sides will be joined with the help of dark line in the front view, whereas these faces, that is D to A and A to B, are not visible from the side view. So while joining the points D to A and A to B, we have to join them with the help of dotted lines. But it is also clear from the front view that points PA and PC as well as QA and QC are coinciding with each other. So when joining point D to C, it has to be made dark. Also, when joining point D to A, that is D to A, it has to be made dotted. So in this case, both the dark line, that is D to C, which will be visible, and D to A, which will not be visible, are overlapping with each other. And I have already told you that whenever a hidden line and a visible line are overlapping with each other, we have to always show the visible line. That is, the portion from D to A will be drawn with the help of a dark line. So D to C will be dark and B to C will be dark. Now we will join the points. So D to C dark line and again C to B dark line. Similarly on the right side we will join QD to QC with the help of dark line and QC to QB with the help of a dark line. This portion, that is D to A, is hidden, that is we cannot observe it from this side, but D to A is overlapping with D to C, so we can't show it with the help of hidden line. So always remember that whenever a hidden line and a visible line are overlapping with each other, you have to always show the visible line. So finally we have completed the numerical. So this is the position of the solids, that is, we have drawn the front view, top view and side view of both the vertical square prism and horizontal square prism. Also we have drawn the lines of intersection, that is, these are the lines where the two surfaces of both the solids meet each other. That is, these lines are nothing but this line P1 to P2, P2 to P3, Q1 to Q2 and Q2 to Q3. These lines are shown here in the front view from here to here and from here to here. So finally we have completed a numerical. Thank you.